Dude, could you imagine getting arrested by British police? All right, now come along. You've been acting quite rambunctious, you absolute rapscallion. You've been proper naughty, you have. We have no choice but to arrest you and throw you in the clink. We bloody will do. And you better not resist arrest, because if you do, we'll have to get proper stern with you. And I bet you wouldn't like it if I raised my voice. Oh, I bet you'd be quite upset if I raised my voice at you. Look, I want to start this off by saying I don't think we should segregate our public services, whether it's law enforcement or firefighters or military. I believe anybody, irregardless of their gender, their race, their culture, should be allowed to serve their country. Okay? So I believe women should be allowed to be cops. That being said, in the same way, there are some men, myself included, that wouldn't be good cops and shouldn't be cops. There are also women that probably wouldn't make good cops. Okay? And what appears to be like a 19-year-old fucking chick, right, like a kid right out of high school, that's like 5'2" and 90 pounds, I don't think that would be a good cop, okay? This is literally like comedy. This is like a sketch out of Mad TV. You're being arrested by two freaking chicks that are like 5'2" and 90 pounds. These chicks are just tall enough that they're legally not considered dwarfs. Just by a matter of a few inches, probably. Look, I think that some of the requirements to be a cop should be physical and height. There absolutely should be a height limit. Okay, if I can step over you like a child safety gate to avoid arrest, I don't think you should be allowed to be a cop. And again, I am not the biggest, I am not the strongest. I absolutely could just grab these two cops, put them in another room, and lock the door. I'm just saying the facts. I mean, again, for goodness sakes, this one chick is like a child right out of high school. I could avoid arrest, okay, by looking her in the eyes and saying to her, whatever argument you're having with your mother, she's probably right. And then just watch as she's like scream crying and like trying to call her boss and tell her that she needs to go home early for a mental health day. I could literally just hand the 19-year-old 20 bucks and say, make me change for $10 and watch as she has a panic attack. Look, most men, the average height for a man is like 5'9", okay? You would have to send an army of 100 of these dang cops that are like this to take out even some of the weakest of men. And again, there are plenty of women that could kick my butt. I'm not gonna lie about that. But I'm just saying, if you're gonna keep law and order, maybe there should be some sort of incentive to have people that have the physical capability of enforcing law and order. There are literal children that are taller and stronger than these two cops, and that includes girls. Dude, these two cops could probably be taken out by a group of rowdy 6th grade boys. I mean, look, I would never commit a crime, okay? But let's just say, for the sake of comedic hypotheticals, okay? I had like terminal cancer or something, and the only cure was committing crimes. Well, that's pretty much the plot of Breaking Bad, isn't it? Anyways, so I had to commit crimes, otherwise I'd die. The place I would do it in is probably the UK. Absolutely. I mean, I just mean, look, I have seen videos of people in the UK pushing cops. They pushed a cop and he just reprimanded them. He told them, no, don't do that again. Very, very bad. You do not push me. Naughty, naughty. If I pushed a cop in America, they would have shot me with an RPG, okay? And look, I know our police officers being armed is like the source of like a very heated political debate. But I will say the fact that our cops are armed, including the weakest, it does stop many people from acting like menaces. I'm just there's a lot more people that probably would be committing crimes right now just for fun if they felt they could get away with it. I think the fact that our police officers are armed, it does stop quite a few people from acting the fool. I'm just going to be honest. Okay? Cuz like if you like say for example need some extra money and you're like, "You know what? I'm going to go sling some dope." Okay, what's the worst that could happen? They catch me and they yell at me. Whatever. If the idea is if I sling dope, I could probably get shot in the face. I feel that that's a pretty good deterrent. And I'm not saying it should be the deterrent. I'm not saying that's the right thing to do. I'm just saying it is an effective deterrent. Like if like the punishment for shoplifting was like the death penalty, I feel there'd be a lot less shoplifters. Again, not saying that should be the case, but just telling you how it is. I mean, if I just imagine just crime sprees in the UK, there'd be people like robbing banks and stealing cars, and these cops would be like, "Hey, quit breaking the law," and they just look over at them and be like, "No." And what are they gonna do? Tase them? Have you ever seen like an American get tased? There's so many videos of Americans getting tased and it doesn't stop them. Like it makes them stronger. I've seen videos where after they get like tased, they're still like chasing after the cops. It's crazy. You have not seen fear in somebody's eyes until you've seen a cop tase somebody with enough voltage to kill an elephant and the person is still actively chasing after them. And I guess you could say, well, the British cops could have guns if they needed them, but they're British, so they would fire the gun, get scared, and run away like deer. Look, I respect law enforcement, and I'm sure there's plenty of good cops in the UK, but I feel that they need to start emphasizing maybe putting people, both men and women, into positions of law and order that are actually physically able and mentally able to enforce it. That's all I'm saying.